Hello there and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. I'm the RNGenius, but you may call me Eric, and in the last episode, it's been 3 weeks or maybe even a month since I last played this, which is extremely unfortunate. I'm very sorry about this hiatus that's been going on. It's almost, almost has gotten to the point where it is in a hiatus if I don't upload anything for 2 weeks. I mean, it physically hurts me. It's awful for you, and I would very much like to see this game through and not just leave it hanging. I know it's a problem, and I've been worried about it, but also university keeps me quite busy, and I have gotten my bathroom in my flat was renovated, so I couldn't stay at my place for 2 weeks. I was living at my parents' home, and thus I did not have access to my computer, and also university has kept me busy because apparently I have to put in more work than other people to learn to study the same stuff. It's a bummer, but I can't help it. Right now, I want to play this game, though, so let us continue where we left off. I have a save here. This is at Lohengrin Castle, and this is at Garrelia Fortress. Garrelia Fortress seems alright. So, we left off at Garrelia. By the way, the title screen was different from before, if you hadn't noticed. It was definitely different. Okay, let's get used to this. This is a map. There was a little bit of audio desync there. We are Rean. We are Rean and only Rean, which is a bummer. So, map situation. There's a bunch of people to talk to. Story events, because I don't know what to do. We arrived at Garrelia Fortress, and we're supposed to be at Garrelia Fortress over the course of the trade conference taking place in Crossbell State, which is right next door. Garrelia Fortress is this huge garrison with 2 extremely large guns mounted to it, and which are pointed toward the Calvert region, which is basically the nemesis of the Erebonian Empire, or at least they make it out to be that way. And we are here right now to observe how this all works out. We had some bad tasting food at Garrelia Fortress, and that was there was also a I was told in the comment section that I think a character from Trails in the Sky also referenced the food in here tasting quite horrible. And yeah, that's kind of cool. And now we are up and about, and we're gonna probably talk to everybody like how I like to do things. So yeah, let's. My voice acting is gonna be trash right now, but hey, that's gonna be absolutely fine. Imperial Army soldier. These days I find myself looking forward to mealtime so I can read letters from my family while I eat. It sure ain't the food that puts a smile on my face, that's for sure. I don't think I could keep this slop down if I didn't have these letters to take my mind off it. These days I find myself looking forward to mealtime so I can read letters. Nice. I mean, reading letters is nice. Getting letters in the first place is extremely nice. The Vanders are a military family entrusted with the protection of the Imperial Army. Imperial family. They're also famous for their house's style of swordsmanship. A few of them serve the Imperial Army, actually. You've got Lieutenant General Vander from the 3rd Armored Division, and there's apparently another Vander in the 7th. You should ask Major Neidhart more. I heard those two were classmates. A few members of the Vander family actually serve the Imperial Army. Hey, do you have cool stuff? Chef Sly? What? Did you come back to complain about the food some more? That was just a welcome meal of sorts. It's not like we serve food like that every day of the week. Just 6 days out of 7. Boy. But on that one other day, we serve up the army's famous hashed beef rice. It's really good, gives the soldiers something to look forward to. Give me the recipe. Dickhead, don't there it is. 3000 HP, restores 10 CP, and a speed up boost. A meal served once a week in the Imperial Army. Nice. I do not have a single one of those. I am not willing to spend that much money on that. Did I get a recipe here? Refreshing pasta soup. I've created all of these. I have created all of these refreshing pasta soup stuffs. So yeah, we're still up for more stuff in here. Have I read through the... Where is the... There. Have I read through the 11th Red Moon Rose battle in the Catacomb? Yes, definitely. Alright. Chef Mosel. There are thousands of soldiers stationed here in Garrelia Fortress. That means it can get awfully crowded here in the mess hall, so we do everything in shifts. Though you inevitably get people coming in late, so we never really have much time in the way of downtime. There are thousands of soldiers stationed here. Yeah, and 3 chefs. God, that like sounds like a big problem, but you know, I'm not one to judge. Okay, we want to go the way that there's no people with red exclamation marks above their head. Can I have my journal. What's my quest right now? Main quest, Chapter 5. Tour of Garrelia Fortress. Major Neidhart briefed us on what we'd be doing during our time here. We'd been assigned to observe a joint military exercise conducted by the 4th and 5th Armored Division. We ate food, technically, in the mess hall, and learned about the Imperial Army's method of acting as though they're on a battlefield at all times. We were then given the freedom to do whatever we wanted until the military exercise. It was a true once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to explore the fortress, so I decided to see all I could. Man, you're such a man. You're such a man, Rean. You decide to do what you like. You decide to see what you can. What's up here? Is this the flight port? Cool. Rean with cat ears looks at a giant armored flying military vessel. Looks like this is the fortress's airport. There might come a day when I find myself in a military airship. Talk to people. Oh, Marquis and Crow. You'll find Garrelia Canyon to the east, and Crossbell lies beyond it. They are currently in the middle of some international conference over there. You'll find Garrelia Canyon to the east and blah 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 blah. Oh god, oh my nose is itchy. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not gonna sneeze. We're about to head out for our military exercise. They say the 4th Armored Division is the strongest unit in the Imperial Army. I'm looking forward to this. We're about to head out for our military exercise. Try not to get too close to the airships. Close to the airships, you say? Close? I mean, I'm as close as I'm ever gonna get. I mean, is this close? You're saying I'm not supposed to stand behind the, like, the boosters back here while the ship is taking off? Why? Would it get hot? Or what do you mean? I mean, it's perfectly safe, right? It's just an armored airship. Engineer. Right, that should do it. Normally I'd tell you how powerful these things are, but you're about to see for yourself. You look like our friend Klein in a military uniform, in an engineer's outfit, basically. Well, okay, you two. What are you chatting on about? That. Crazy! It really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine 2 places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong with you two? We were just talking about how different this place is to Uri. Uri was super lively, but this place... I think Crow's having withdrawals now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. Seems like everyone's talking about Uri these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Erebonia, but everything looked fine to me. It has offices and an entertainment district, and all of the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I'd go as far as to say that they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far. Oh? A little bird told me Chancellor Osbourne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. It also told me that he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes up brand new detours straight to the Imperial government's pockets. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they are under Erebonia's protection, right? Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. You're one stubborn kid. Ah well, we're here anyway. Might as well try to enjoy it. Sure, I've heard the claims that Chancellor Osbourne's main priority is Erebonian territorial expansion. Am I being too hard-headed? I couldn't tell ya. You are probably a little blinded, but I mean, your father is a very close ally to Osbourne, so I understand. I understand. Motor pool. This sounds like a place I'd enjoy. From a technological standpoint, not from my bunch of killing machines. You know. Seems like this is the hangar for tanks and armored cars. It's kind of staggering to see so many of them lined up in one place. Hey, client number 2, client number 3, client number 4. No, you're different. 4? Okay, nice. I mean, they have their clones as well, apparently. Cool stuff. Cloning is nice. What are you up to? This here is called the Orbital Net. We've got it hooked up after the Rainford Company asked us to test it out. I gotta say, it's pretty darn impressive. You can pretty much access it whenever you want, and you can give way more specific orders than you can on the phone. To be honest, this overtime would have been a huge nightmare if it weren't for this. It's a shame that we've only got the Orbital Net set up here in the command center in the storage areas. Life would be way easier if we could use it to contact tradesmen and other non-military folks too. Yeah, internet is nice. The older engines seem really worn out. I'm new here myself, but it sounds like it's always like this when they have to prep for military exercises. The older engineers seem really worn out. New here myself, but it sounds like this is it's always like this when they have to prep for military exercises. Yeah. You don't look that worn out. You look like you're in a very comfortable position. The 18s have some crazy firepower, but they require a lot of maintenance. They're like fuzzy little babies. If fuzzy little babies could fire armor-piercing rounds anyway. 18, the 18s is basically what they're called. It's nice that they all have German names that I that I can understand. It's nice. My daughter's turning 3 soon. Don't worry, Daddy'll be home soon. He just needs to survive his overtime. Come on, you get paid for it. Don't be a baby. The legendary Crag the Red will be overseeing our military exercise today. He's the man every soldier should aspire to be. A strong fighter and brilliant tactician rolled into one. You can just feel the excitement in the air. Legendary Crag the Red. Yeah, excitement and stuff. Okay, Crag the Red, huh? I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercises before, right, Rean? Yeah, this'll be my first time. I take it you have, then? Yeah, my dad showed me one the last time he brought me out here. He really does want me to join the military, but I really don't think I'll ever be suited for it in the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious I get. I'm not looking forward to this. I guess it'll be nice to see my dad for the first time in a while. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many 18s lined up like this. The Rainford Company makes these, don't they? Unfortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to show off just how easily the 18s can dominate them. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. There's no doubt that they'll be using the 18s in this exercise. Well, you don't get to go eyes on with this stuff every day. Let's see what my mother's tanks are made of. Just waiting for me after this. I can hear it calling my name. Just gotta keep it up a bit longer. We've spent the whole night fitting the old tanks with C units for today's military exercise. Can you believe it? I've been at this all night without so much as a minute of shut-eye. Once this is done, I'm gonna sleep like no one's ever slept before. Yeah, that's what I tell myself after a night shift as well. And then I can't sleep because it was a night shift, and after that it's daytime, and for your friggin' body, it's called jet lag, okay? It's exactly the same. These new armored cars are state-of-the-art technology, but they're practically toys compared to the 18 tanks. You'll see what I mean soon enough. Oh, there was a door. Good, sir. Tank garage. This is the first hangar where we keep our tanks. Every soldier in the 5th Armored Division knows it back to front. Be sure to take a good look around. I did so. This is the... yeah, okay. Army base, fortress, central flight platform, command area. Boom. Wow. I wonder if there's any loot around here. I can't believe the size of this place. Ah, given that uniform, you must be one of the students from Thors. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of our way. We are all incredibly busy at the moment. So if you don't mind, I'd ask you to make your way over to the corridor. Make your way over to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Thank you very much. Might as well head over there. Can I go back? Ah. Indeed I can. There's people want to talk to me here. How can that be? Who would like to talk to me? Gaius and Usis. Huh, cool. And Fee. Oh, you're one of those students from Thors, aren't ya? Don't wander off on your own or anything. Security's on high alert because of the trade conference. We're working some pretty rough shifts already, so we don't need you causing us any extra trouble. This fortress is the very definition of oversized, and that's ignoring the excessive display of military power. I imagine that the postering is meant to show the Quetzal provincial army that they could crush them on a whim. I forgot what this place probably means to you and your family. I suppose, while I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say I'm comfortable with this fortress's presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully near a fortress like this. If the soldiers and weaponry weren't enough, the railway guns trained on Crossbell don't bode well either. Especially when you realize that the Blood and Iron Chancellor himself chose where to point them. Any excuse to flaunt his power. Gaius, are you okay? I'm just kinda shocked by how different the atmosphere here is from Zemuria. Well, it is a major military base right on the border of Crossbell. I never imagined it'd be quite this big, though. This place is such a departure from Zemuria that I can hardly believe that this is the same military. Although perhaps this is the true face of the Imperial Army. This fortress is a massive departure from the image I've had of the military up until now. It's a reality I can accept, but one that I pray Nord will never have to face. Ah, Milliam, not Fee. Ah, guess you can't see it from here after all. We'd be able to see it from here, from where the railway guns are, but they'll get mad if I get too close to them. What are you up to now, Milliam? You know, that huge Orkey's tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh, yeah, they mentioned it in the Imperial Chronicle and on the radio. Can you actually see it from all the way over here? That'd be incredible. Why'd I ever lie to you? I wish I could have gone with Grabs instead of being stuck with some stupid field study. Why do you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they are going to be holding a keynote session there tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people are thinking it's just so they can decide on finance rules and stuff for Western Zemuria, but I think it's really gonna end up being all about who Crossbell belongs to. Knowing Grabs, he might even try to get Crossbell to become part of Erebonia. Seriously? Yeah, the prince is gonna be there too, so he'll probably just try to shake everybody up a bit. Unbelievable. Toa's there too though, so here's hoping things will go well. Oh man, I wanted to go to Crossbell too! They've got a theme park there and everything! Grabs and Lecter are so lucky! What's with that kid? I knew we'd be getting visitors from Thors, but they are older than that, right? How did she even get in here? Don't cause any problems, alright? Between handling security and getting ready for the military exercise, we've got enough on our hands as is. I have to apologize again for my voice acting there. Milliam's voice gave me trouble. Don't do this. No. No. Alright. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, and I'm talking. Not really right now. I'm just more like walking but then talking, but let's get back there. Why didn't they put a friggin' screen transition over there as well? That's a bummer. Alright, seen this and that. Been here. Let's go to the central freight platform. Or freight. It's not freight, it's freight. Hello, excuse me, can I order a hot dog? No? Okay. This is the train station. Hey, engineer. Oh, here's container 32A. Jeez, why can't they ever deliver these things on time? You've got, like, problems that I don't. The train schedules have all been changed up while the trade conference is going on. It's supposed to be a special security measure, but really all it's done is put us on edge. Train schedules have all been changed. Guess you're a visitor? Try not to wander anywhere that's off limits. Things are pretty crazy right now. Ain't a soldier here who wouldn't leap at a chance for a full night's rest. Guess you're a visitor? Try not to go where you don't belong. You've got a nice face. Liberl. Huh, where'd this container come from? I don't remember anyone ordering it. I mean, like, check out what's in there. I mean, if no one ordered that, it's probably not supposed to be here. If I had to infiltrate a fortress like this, I would probably infiltrate it on some container. Past noon already? No wonder I'm starving. That military exercise has really upped our workload. I just want to get this over with and grab a bite to eat. Haven't actually seen any loot, which is a big problem. Because I very much enjoy loot, and if there's none, I get sad. So please give me some loot. I have been over there in the kitchen. Let us talk to the singular person inside of this left room on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side. Emma? What are you doing in here, Emma? Where's your cat? Oh, are you taking a rest, Emma? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. I feel you there. Looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. Rean? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing that's been bugging me lately. Ever since we arrived in Legram, I feel like just out of the corner of my eye I catch glimpses of this small black shadow following us. But ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something? Possessed. Yikes. That's kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? Whew, I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Zeldik. This fortress is so vast, I could see myself getting lost if I'm not careful. I'm glad I didn't bring her along. What is it? Yeah. Yeah. Guest room. Lots of beds. No loot. Bummer. Hey, you must be those students from the Military Academy. So, what do you think of Garelia? It's interested in working here after you graduate? I admit, the food's pretty awful, but other than that, it's not a bad place to work. Like, if you have to work. Today's military exercise is a big one. They're pulling out all the stops today. The guys who are actually participating already left a while ago, though. Sarah! Why is there these, like, things, these printouts pinned everywhere? How do I zoom in? This way. No one is able to read that. Can I maybe order a pizza or something? Can you please? I mean, I'm really hungry and the food here is pretty terrible. Okay, fine. Ah, yeah, Toval gave me a call about what happened in Legram. So you had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits. Yeah, Toval looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him, too. Do you know anything about them? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. They go by the name of Robros. They're a secret society of sorts that acts in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society? We don't know how many members there are, but what they're capable of. Honestly, we don't know we don't know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes. And that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundations of entire nation states. And these are the people who made those monsters? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw out there. Well, you don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We call them mechanical monsters like the one you fought archaisms. And lately, it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way onto the black market. There's been one sighting after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Wow, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance that they might be plotting something here in Erebonia? Just in your opinion, I mean? Well, that's the tricky thing about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms out into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind at least. Right, I'll be sure to let the others know too. Honestly, as if we don't have enough to worry about with terrorists out there and the two factions at each other's throats, she'd just play innocent too, even if I tried to press her about it. Who do you mean? Just talking to myself. Anyway, you just focus on your field study right now. Between this fortress and the training exercise you'll be observing this afternoon, you'll have a front row seat to see what the military is all about. Understood, instructor. She doesn't like the Icy Maiden particularly much, does she? Motor pool. Garelia Fortress is the eastern cornerstone of the Empire in both size and strategic importance. In addition to all the guardsmen assigned to the fortress, the 5th Armored Division is stationed here as well. If you go by the sheer number of soldiers, Garelia is easily the Empire's largest military base. Having that kind of power on display here will make Calvert think twice before messing with us. The Imperial Army is the strongest on the continent, and Garelia Fortress is one of its largest bases. Hope you enjoy your tour. Yeah. Ooh. Hey there, I take care of resupplying soldiers as personal equipment. I've got permission to sell it to you, so if there's anything you need, just let me know. Hey there. What do you have? Pandora, not care. Mobius is, yeah, said to be extremely powerful, but let's not. This is what I already have, but not upgraded. Are you seeing this? Dodge down? No way in hell. New quartzes? Defense 3, Crystal Flood. Attack 3. I probably have all those. Holy Breath is nice. I don't know where I put that quartz. Chrono Burst is awesome. I think we don't need any more. The corridor on the right leads to the right wing of the fortress. Left, you'll find the guest rooms and briefing room. That staircase over there leads to the command center, but you haven't been granted permission to go inside. That's just how it is, I'm afraid. Maybe they'll decide to show you around there later. The corridor on the right leads to Thank you for your directions. Welcome to Guerrilla Fortress. You and your classmates from Thors Military Academy have been granted permission to explore the fortress. As long as you don't stray outside the permitted area, you're free to go wherever you'd like. I'd heard about the fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale. Ah, yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordsmanship, doesn't he? I can see why he's so busy if he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive. Indeed, I feel like the reality of that is finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied, though. Perhaps we'd have the opportunity to find out during today's military training exercise. I'm looking forward to it. I expect some of the soldiers in this fortress have been trained by my father. Perhaps today's military exercise will give us a chance to see them put their training to use. The soldiers here seem pretty well trained, pretty well equipped too, like you'd expect from the Empire's biggest fortress. You'd need to put in some serious prep time if you wanted to topple it. Fee, I'm not sure that's something you should say within earshot of the soldiers. Heh, old habits die hard. They do seem to be outfitted well, though. Wouldn't expect any less from the Imperial Army. Looks like we can get supplies over at that counter, too. Seems worth a look. What else do they have besides weaponry? Proxy Puppet. I don't care about those. Battle Scopies, how many do I have? I have not read that. I don't think I've read that. Imperial Chronicle. Special feature, West Zemuria Trade Conference. The West Zemuria Trade Conference has finally commenced. As the first international conference of its kind, it has naturally become the subject of much attention and discussion since its initial announcement. We will be bringing you the latest news from the Crossbell State itself, with the representatives of the various nations attending continue to arrive. The 4 nations' representatives. Each of the attendees is of the highest standing in their respective countries. Representing our nation of Erebonia will be Prince Oliviert on behalf of His Majesty the Emperor and Chancellor Osbourne. The delegate from the Calvard Republic will be Head of State President Rocksmith, and the Principality of Remiferia to the north will be represented by Prince Albert. Lastly, Crown Princess Claudia will be the spokesperson for the Liberl Kingdom to the south. The Orkis Tower. The conference will be held in the recently completed skyscraper Orkis Tower, overtaking the Rainford Building and Rower as the continent's tallest building at 40 floors and over 250 arch in height. Rumor has it that you can't even see its top from the ground. It's believed that the building will be unveiled during the Trade Conference's opening ceremony. The conference's direction, with the heads of the various nations in Western Zemuria gathering in one place for the trade conference, what matters will be discussed. A former diplomat offered his opinion. It is difficult to predict. The president of the Calvard Republic and head of the Erebonian government coming together for a discussion like this is unprecedented. No matter what topics of discussion come up, the outcome of this conference is sure to determine the direction of international politics for years to come. Specialists in the fields of policy, international relations, and economy will be watching with bated breath. Economy tax increase in Norsha province. Norsha province is set to join the provinces of Lemari and Koitsen in implementing significant tax increases, it appears. The unprecedentedly steep increase has been met with staunch opposition from across the province. Furthermore, the Rainford Company, which has its corporate headquarters in Roer, the provincial capital, has issued a statement regarding the tax increases for the first time. The company stated that it believes the increases may potentially slow the growth of the Erebonian economy and has made its opinions known to Marquis Ragnar in writing. Spotlight, the Lesage Boutique. Starting this fall, the head store of boutique chain Lesage will begin carrying products from the Strega Corporation. If functional yet fashionable sneakers are what you want, come along to Lesage. Alright, let me take a sip of my water, and after that we'll continue exploring. I know it's been quite a bit, but I'm just gonna continue walking around here until we come to a breakpoint. Alright. You there. So that's Major Neidhart of the 4th Armored Division, huh? In his time serving under Lieutenant General Craig, I hear he's come to be considered one of the Army's top 2 most promising young officers. And he's actually pretty handsome, if I do say so myself. I'd bet anything he flies right up the ranks. What does that have to do with anything? Boy, since when is it all about looks? Yeesh. You've only been granted permission to explore certain parts of the left wing. Everywhere else is off limits. If it's any consolation, there's not much worth seeing in the right wing, to be honest. It's mostly just storage rooms. It's locked. There's no way to explore past here. Bummer. Alright, then let's go to the last place I can go, because we've talked to everybody, except for... who's it gonna be? It's gonna be... come on. We haven't seen Neidhart and talked to Neidhart. And we haven't talked to... I don't know. I don't know. Who have we not talked to? Only Neidhart. Oh, so you're the students who have come to tour the fortress? Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he is... This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of Garrelia Fortress. He also serves as the division commander for the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It really is an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to endure the military's training regimen with a physique like that. You're sure you're training them properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their combat instructor, they must really be scraping bottom. I've heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. Leaving such an important role in the hands of a civilian is ridiculous. The famous Thors isn't what it used to be. Oh, no surprises here. It's like he fills in every box of the checklist on the checklist for stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Garrelia. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well, I'll be taking my leave here as I have business to attend to. He's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Imperials' most vital defense fortifications running smoothly. Yikes, I did not mispronounce that at all. Considering the ongoing tensions between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you all to come at all. I won't forget it. Now, I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course, good luck with your work, instructor. I'll see you later then. You haven't been granted permission to enter the command center. I'll need to ask you to leave. Lieutenant General Wandrel and Major Neidhart's voices can be heard from within the room. They seem really busy. Maybe I should look somewhere else. Alright, we're about done talking to everybody. So, yeah, we just need one screen transition. After that, the story's going to be able to advance. That means, for the moment, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope I will see you in the next episode as well. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, toodles!